Well, first and foremost, pause if you want to look at this code at any length. This is essentially the pseudocode. I mean, it is pseudocode, because if I tried to put this in the ito file, it would not work. But I'll explain it later as we get into also the fact that I should have updated PERM. I can show you, because we're going to reset this anyway. Zectast exquisite taste. But yeah, we'll play this character proper, so at least for 2 more videos, and if I don't have any better ideas, I'll just keep playing the same character. I mean, there's not really any reason why not. I'll also be cycling the mysteries I have on rotation, but I think I'm going to leave Taxi for a moment, and that's just going to be that. So, Exquisite Taste, let's get into it. For timestamp's sake, we'll say it all out. So, as we get into Zectast Exquisite Taste custom character, one thing to note on top of everything I said beforehand is that I think the one variable I guessed as we get second encounter, second mystery, charisma, strength, Taxi-san, maybe a light check, is actually the ammo counter, except for the fact that you can't increment it the same. And this is not, again, this is not criticism. This is literally me going over things about, I'm looking over at the time, like about 4 hours ago when I had time, is that, oh, we start with the weapon, thankfully. Is that you can't treat it like Stamina and Reason, where you just use colon and then, hey, 1, -1, 2, -2. You actually have to do a thing. By the way, Panstas says that this cupboard is always going to have something. Was it the Happy Coat or was it an umbrella? I can't remember. Anywho, this cupboard will actually have something in it all the time. It might not be the most useful thing to your run, but if you care so much about gameplay experience and, you know, surviving every single run, getting your win rate up, whatever that means, then, hey, as we get Metamorphosis, Footage, Household Hell, Taxi, and Date. So, yeah, again, ammo counter, you have to treat it differently. Thankfully, with PERM, you're allowed to make do things with PERM functions, but also, I think bonuses, you can give regular base bonuses with the ammo variable, if I can't remember. I swear I've done it before, but I'm deciding whether I want to do Footage or Metamorphosis first. I think, because, just to show, because I didn't show this either, if the creator of this character doesn't, or any creator of any character doesn't like, I think I'll just be doing this from time to time with custom characters, whether ones I've made or others, because I'm just making status effects and having fun with PERM. So, yeah, just as it says on the tin, in case you're watching this on a mobile on a small screen, I'll say 20% chance they obtain a 1 bullet upon investigating. So if I hit the investigation button, there's a 20% chance. I think, throw a message, and I wanted to do something cool with that, but I'll try it later. Oh, that's right, Zectast, Strength, Charisma, 2 ZST. And then on Mystery End, there's a 15% chance to basically get a negative status effect. It is negative, but it's not the most harmful negative experience. So the reason why I say that is because this character has a bunch of firearm perks, so deft handling and CQC training, which increases the damage, which, if you'll see it, well, we'll see if we get it. If we don't see what the status effect is, then I'll just tell you what it does. But once we get it, basically you want to ramp up to getting things, and now on bad RNG runs, you'll have a very bad time in certain cases, but for the most part, it's not going to be as harmful as you think, and there are ways to counteract it if you really want to go that far. But otherwise, I mean, yeah, not really much else to say. It's what it says on the tin. And when I actually, if and when I do play my own the custom characters I've made, because some of them are characters from one of their IPs anyway, I'll do something appropriate for them, even though I kind of already did so if you watched the other videos, but basically I'll do more. So yeah, 20% chance, I'll show you the roll. I keep forgetting that the range function does not include not the ceiling, but the max number that you put, but it does include the minimum number. So what I mean by that, we'll get the attack dog. So what I mean by that is, if say I use this range function, we'll call it whatever, just for the sake of concept. So range from 1 to 10. So what you might think is that you're getting a number from 1 to 10. You're actually getting a number from 1 to 9. And so the short mistake I made, and I had to test really quickly, is just to make sure that we include the 10. And you have to put in, and to do that, you have to include range from 1 to 11 and not 1 to 10, because otherwise you're only including 1 to 9. As opposed to 1 to 10 is what you might expect. We're gonna level up at the end of the Metamorphosis here. There's something I wanted to do, I forgot. There's also something I was just about to talk about, and I forgot as well. But hey, also, for those who don't know, for base World of Horror stuff at least, from what I hear, the update is going through quality assurance, and you know, there were around a few crashes. I wouldn't say at least, because I think the specific number was 2, but we'll just say a few crashes that the developer is dealing with now. Hey, deft handling. We also got our strength increased from Zectast, so Are we going to get charismatic? I don't think we're going to get 84% Doom anytime soon, so I'm just going to keep increasing strength. But yeah, we don't have a date yet, but it is getting worked on. And quality assurance, I will say, again, I'm not trying to persuade anyone to be sympathetic, although I would advise doing so. Do I really want to brace against this, by the way? I think I do. I'm just going to gamble on 90%. I want to do as much damage as possible. It is going to actually make a difference. We'll save another maybe -1 all, but yeah, the game is getting closer than, say, about 6 months ago, at least in terms of information we know. What do I want to do here? Do I just do, yeah, I just do prep attack, and this should be 8 damage. If it's not, I'm gonna cry because that's the reroll. But anyway, also, granted, these bullets aren't the best, but they are useful. We'll see if we run into a situation in which we can use these bullets. But I promise you, I mean, even though I like slam dunking on short or small firearms, I promise you there are situations in which they're very helpful. Now, usually they're most helpful at the end of a mystery, but when on top of all of the firearm perks, the takeaway is if you have firearm perks and you have a firearm, minus maybe the slow rifle, not the sports rifle. I can't remember which one it is. Basically, there's only one firearm game where bullets are really bad. But otherwise, they can be useful. Very situational, though. So, for example, here, I could one-shot this thing. The other downside is that we get ringing ears. However, I will say this. If there is a perk that just nullifies ringing ears, even though, you know, there's a one dedicated perk, I won't argue that hard that it won't be the most game-changing perk, but it will be very strong for characters that have firearms. Old Gods forbid Moriko gets a perk like this, or a passive. Passive is even stronger, by the way. But the point I'm trying to make is that if you can nullify ringing ears with a perk, that makes firearms a lot more viable, but it doesn't actually make them that much stronger, if that makes any sense to say. You know, I'm just gonna stick with the army knife. I could penalize this character if I want to make this, basically this setup harder, by forcing the police revolver to be equipped for this character. I just realized we're in that thing. I think we'll be okay. With the power to brace, we should be okay. Yeah, we should be okay. Yeah, with this setup, basically forcing a character to use a firearm weapon, and if they're not using one, you can penalize them pretty hard. The short version, if I were to think of a way to do that off the top of my head as we autopilot here, is that if the character does not have a specific firearm or a firearm equipped, and they do an attack, they have a chance of taking reason damage. I wouldn't guarantee the reason damage, that's a bit too much, but you get the point. You can make something like that. What's my accuracy here, by the way? 90% feels like 50-50. Are we gonna be okay here? 1, 2, 3, blah, and then we can't guarantee this other one unless we can do something like this. What's our real damage? It is 7. 7 for... We throw the army knife. I'm not going to take the risk. We'll throw the army knife, and I think this is a... I think we're out. Yeah, we should be out. 7, 4, 5. But... oh, yeah, that's right. We're getting 1 point of damage from the attack dog. I did forget where the damage was coming from. I'm autopiloting help, but... A lot of things I wanted to talk about. I'm probably forgetting about a lot of them at the moment. Taxi, we can skip the boss of date. That would leave household hell for last. That's not the worst thing in the world compared to just, yeah, taxi first, definitely. Unless no, it's not shuttle. I apologize. Are they? I'm not sure. Basically, I treat shuttle and taxi the same in my mind, even though I know. And the only way I know is that I've done taxi enough times to know that taxi has slapped me before. Even though it doesn't look like. I think most of the time I come out of taxi okay, but that's because I'm prepared for it. Also because as we roll an 11 on strength, I do end up grabbing cigarettes here, which is to me a very valuable thing. It's not the most valuable to other players because maybe cigarettes are not as great. I think a few people have started using cigarettes, but I understand it's not the most reliable item to get because you can basically go. There's a good chance that in the process of trying to force cigarettes into your run, if they're not like more natural, like you take taxi, then yeah. That being said, if you couldn't get cigarettes in taxi, I feel like taxi would be a lot harder, if for no other reason than the overall cohesiveness of your run. Basically, taxi in the middle of your whole run, you don't get cigarettes, so you don't get to pop cigarettes near the end of your run. So even if you're not using the cigarettes in taxi here, It is helpful for basically another mystery. Say you have a very bad custom mystery, or you have Metamorphosis Shrug and you're taking Metamorphosis 4th or 5th for some reason. I would personally not advise that, but if you want to feel cool and you can do it, be cool. But I am too much of a coward. So we did get leadership, by the way. Yeah, we should be okay here. If we're not, I'm going to be a bit sad. That being said, in the middle of the end part of taxing, let's say just run. I think I'm just gonna run through the trees. There's no good reason for me to think of gameplay wise to get a thing. By the way, I did not get the status effect yet. It is a 15% chance, but overall in your run, it's pretty much like it's pretty much 50-50. I think it's worse than 50-50, but basically at the end of this run, we'll see here we did not get the status effect. Okay, well I might just show it to you or force it, but. Otherwise, maybe just Jordan puts it on screen, but we'll play this character in another video, so maybe you'll see it then. Because I've already talked about a lot here. I mean, it's a lot to take in, even though I've only gotten 2 bullets in the whole run. I could probably do some calculations and find out how much thingamajiggies, how many bullets you'll get in an entire run with a 20% chance on each investigation. Yes, that is going to overall be practically variable. It's going to vary based on the mysteries you get, but my usual number is to throw out the number 28. You do 28 investigations, and there you go. 28. No, it's not 28. 35. Why am I saying 28 again? Oh, I say 28 because sometimes I think one of the reasons, I don't remember the exact reason why, but one of the reasons that you end up taking perks on level up, and usually it takes you a mystery or maybe 2 to do so. And basically the number of investigations you have left after getting a perk or item that you want is 28. But if you start with something, it's 35. Why did I keep saying? I feel like I've explained this before as we get closer to Katsumi here, but why did I say 28? But basically just 35. We'll even use 35. I like to steel man arguments against myself, so we'll say 35. So 20% of 35 investigations is, about 6, 7. So maybe 8. We'll even say 8. So 8 bullets in your whole run, that's already a lot. But that being said, firearms are not the most powerful things. Maybe they are to some people, and if so, I mean, I'm not really going. You're relying on RNG. You're relying on RNG anyway. And if you end up taking a boss in your first mystery, thinking you'll get a bullet, yeah, that cannot be good. We're gonna gamble here, by the way. So, as we hopefully only take -2 all damage, which we do end up doing. Can I fit a strong? No, we can't. But, off we go. I was gonna say something else, but I completely forgot. Anywho, I'll do my best. Maybe I'll roll back to other custom characters for like the 3rd or 4th or 5th time, and I will, yeah, do perm stuff for them. So, shrug. Entryway. Actually, we do want to do this. I mean, I don't need to fight the boss here, but I want to try to be cool. And if that's not great, well, we're gonna find out. Oh, that's right. Doom is increasing here. That's I completely forgot. Minus stamina. Gosh, me. Advanced mystery, and we will skip to the end here because we don't want to do anything terrible. What does this do? +1. Okay, I thought it was something. I thought there was a penalty for carrying that with us. There's not. You know what there is going to be a penalty for? Stamina at some point, and my face. Nice flashbacks, by the way. But, oh, nice double flashbacks. You can't make this up. We can get rid of one, but man. Keep in mind, let's even say there's only 15 curses in the game. I picked 1 out of 15 twice in a row. I know what you are. Love me. But yeah, we have to attack. So, could have used the cigarettes here, and it's not really a boss, so it's fine. But I really should use cigarette. Your base advice here is that if you have a pack of cigarettes at the end of your 4th mystery, just pop it. There's a good chance you're more than likely to get your use out of it. Now, if you're unlucky, you don't fight anything, and all you fight is Takshisan, that you're very slow against. But Takshisan is relatively harmless, so he can still hurt you, but compared to what you might run into, I mean, let's see if we run into it. There's the hunger, by the way, so minus charisma, but hey. So, let's 5 charisma, 4 perception. CQC training, and then extra ammo if we need it, but as you've noticed, I haven't shot a single bullet yet. And it is really ringing ears. If it wasn't for ringing ears, I would use bullets a lot more. But this is Harbinger of Doom difficulty, so I mean, we're try-harding a lot. This is Household Hell. Yeah, Household Hell. Run into Rumaghost is gonna be weird, but hey, also we never ran into. Well, we could get the status effect. They're basically at the end of the mystery, we can proc it if, in case anyone needed a reminder. Should have popped cigarettes here, but it's just cat. So hey, and for those who don't know, and this is your first World of Horror video, this cat is relatively harmless, even though this is our last mystery. So 16 HP, yeah, 16 HP on the last mystery. That's pretty squishy cat. I do prefer dogs in real life over cats. If for no other reason than cats make me allergic most of the time. But, yeah. I was gonna say hay fever, but it's more that I get a runny nose and sneeze a lot, so hey. That's my third stack of flashbacks, by the way. Like, I can't get away from it. If I weren't talking about so many perm stuff, especially at the beginning of this video, the thumbnail, I know what my thumbnail would have been. But anywho, as we get like 10 damage out the bat for 2 stamina, that's very good, by the way, on your last mystery. Keep in mind, we're also using a pack of cigarettes, but I was doing kind of a motion with my hand as if I was offering something nice. -2 reason, also penalty damage. I forgot about that. Haven't used the handcuffs yet. Haven't needed to. Don't give me. Okay, I was about to say. We'll trade off stamina here. Don't hurt me too much, please. Am I gonna go all 3 investigations here? Because we're gonna run out of cigarettes if that's the case. If you have the 6th floor, I know Toxic something on the 6th floor. Never mind. And Doom. So, yeah, off we go. Autopilot for the win. We did not get the status effect, by the way, so I'll just say it here because I won't be able to show you it because I won't want to take it too much more of your time when we have another run to go through in another video. But as I autopilot through this lighthouse, the status effect basically slows down your support and defensive actions, which, as you've noticed, the main thing I probably used was Brace, but if you're just going all out with a fast revolver for a lot of damage with both firearm perks, faster firearm attacks, and extra 1 point of damage on top of having an attack dog, by the way, then yeah, you're usually not looking to brace. It's nice to brace, especially on odd damage, but you don't need to. So, as we end this video, if you have anything to say, any comments, criticisms, concerns, questions, more comments, then you know what to do. Otherwise, if anyone else who makes custom content has any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer questions if I can. Well, never mind. I guess we did have Takshisan at the end. God dang it. Well, thankfully we're not affected by the other status. Not that we probably need to brace. In fact, I could probably just fire off these shots. Oh, we can't. We can fire off 1 per thing, but we should still be fine unless something really strange happens here. He's gonna do like 9 damage, but he's gonna take 3 bullets, so I mean and I also had handcuffs, but I just forgot about that. Also, Paranormal Sight's a pretty good visual novel, by the way. But yeah, that came out of nowhere. But yeah, not gonna take up much more of your time. If you want to do what you want to do what you want to do. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.